partnerships during these 3 days, together we should be able to identify what does it take to get this right, to come up with an affordable, doing, high-impact model that suits every individual country that comes out and investing in that.
Say like this in Laos, the policy frameworks are advanced. So of course the Ministry of Education schools really know all these things very well, so there is no need to start reading from scratch when we've already done another single exercise.
The farmers will somehow allow them to plan on what they can produce that will go directly to the schools, and what more can they produce that will go out to other market consumers as well. Second point is
the stoves were built.
Fuel efficient stove.
So you have similar stoves like this or?
Mixture of many kind of export.
This is the original.
We buy food locally.
But
We have rice, we have vegetable, fish, iodized salt. Yeah.
okay, you know the first how much? So where do you put what?
Yeah, you see here. The one yeah? See?
'This meeting, 2017 meeting, is very important for countries who participate, especially the key message that I received from listening and from the few visits at schools that we are looking at the sustainability part. It means that how the country will take responsibility after handover of different donors who assist in the area of the school feeding program. So it means that the government have to take responsibility 100% for their own kids and for their own children in order to be able to achieve the SDG target. After this meeting, I think it's a very good question that a lot of things we have to do, but we have to look at what kinds of lessons learned that from each country that we can include in our action plan to improve, especially in the country, because different countries have different context of the implementation. The action that I will take from this is to how are we going to start from now up to the end of the 2020 or the World Food, especially the donors will have, especially World Food Program in 2021. How are we gradually to take responsibility? This is the main thing that we do that.
What we can do is to do more advocacy, particularly in providing the necessary support like monetary, because that has been a problem ever since, and that's the reason why we are just focusing it into prioritizing only the children which are severely wasted or wasted in the Philippines, mainly because of the problem on financing. So perhaps that could be one. Second is we need to do a lot of talkings, like for example over national televisions, and show to them that indeed there's a need actually to support nutrition program, mainly because that's another way actually of addressing stunting and other forms of malnutrition later on. That is where the secondary growth spurt happens, so let's not waste that opportunity for us to do it for our children for the future.
ជាលទ្ធផលនៃកិច្ចប្រជុំនេះជាទស្សនៈរបស់ខ្ញុំគឺខ្ញុំគិតថាយើងនឹងធ្វើការពិភាក្សាពិគ្រោះយោបល់គ្នាបន្តទៅទៀតជាមួយនឹងក្រសួងពាក់ព័ន្ធពីព្រោះយើងដឹងហើយថាកម្មវិធីផ្ដល់អាហារពេលព្រឹកក្តីកម្មវិធីផ្ដល់អាហារថ្ងៃត្រង់នេះក្តីគឺត្រូវមានកិច្ចសហការគ្នារវាងក្រសួងពាក់ព័ន្ធទៅទៀតដូចជាក្រសួងមហាផ្ទៃឬមួយក៏ក្រសួងសុខាភិបាលហើយនឹងក្រសួងសេដ្ឋកិច្ចហិរញ្ញវត្ថុពីព្រោះរាល់ការចំណាយនៅក្នុងវិស័យអប់រំគឺយើងទាមទារមានការជជែកគ្នាអំពីរឿងប្រសិទ្ធភាពនៃកម្មវិធីជាមួយនឹងក្រសួងសេដ្ឋកិច្ចហិរញ្ញវត្ថុបន្តទៅទៀតដោយក្រសួងអប់រំកំពុងតែធ្វើកិច្ចសហការជាមួយនឹងកម្មវិធីស្បៀងអាហារពិភពលោកនេះយើងគិតថាយើងនឹងត្រូវសិក្សាជាមួយគ្នាបន្តទៀតអំពីការសិក្សាស្វែងយល់អំពីប្រសិទ្ធភាពនៃការចំណាយតាក់ទងនឹងកម្មវិធីនេះបើឲ្យជាពិសេសទៅរករូបមន្តថាតើរូបមន្តមួយណាដែលវានឹងអាចជួយឲ្យកម្មវិធីនេះអនុវត្តទៅវាចំណាយតិចណាហើយអាចអនុវត្តទៅទទួលបាននៅផលប៉ះពាល់ខ្ពស់ហើយនឹងធានានៅនិរន្តរភាព
Yesterday, we went out into the field to see Cambodia's homegrown school meals program in action, and I was very impressed with the quality of the homegrown school meal program, how it's working, how the community is involved, how the diet is diverse not only for children but for the community. It's the first time I'm seeing homegrown school feeding in action, and I was very impressed by how you can readily see the benefits to the community and to the children. Being able to come to this region and meet new people from new countries, learn about what they're doing in their country to help children receive nutritious food in school, making new friendships and new relationships, that's very valuable. And has been a wonderful personal experience.
When we arrived in Myanmar, I think firstly we should do the thing is how to introduce the practice of the school lunch program for our community, because our community having any experience about this program. So if we would like to introduce this program, we need the funding. And where we get the funding? So firstly we should finding the funding for those programs.
From the meeting, I get a lot of experience and I can learn better. So what to do in the next step in Indonesia to run the school feeding. I have a plan to develop the roadmap school feeding program in Indonesia and how to enlarge the budgeting for the school feeding, also how to initiate to conducting the advocacy for the local government, because local government is very important to be advocate.
Again, talking about the involvement of the community in Cambodia, I am really impressed to see how our women group in this country involved directly to help the kids, serving the kids in the schools. So this is something that I think we can, Timor-Leste also can also adapt. And then, of course, the involvement of local leader as well, like chief of village, whereas in Timor-Leste we only giving the responsibility to the schools and the education authorities to run the program, including some farmers and then supplier group. But in terms of chief of the village, they don't really involve in the program. So I think that is one of the lessons that we can also bring from Cambodia's side to Timor-Leste.
I think that being able to network and understand what's going on in other countries are extremely important. I'm sitting there constantly getting ideas on how we can refine and improve our model, and actually realizing that I thought that we were pretty much ahead in Lao PDR, but I'm realizing that we're actually not ahead at all. I think we have been doing a lot on the surface, and for a few elements we've been able to dig a little bit more in depth. I would want to have a bit more time to go with some of the issues more in depth, because we've spent a lot of time comparing programs and maybe not discussing, so what can we take from each other and include in our future programs tomorrow. We are all spending a lot of time on a homegrown school feeding model. In Laos we call it a community school feeding model. But where do we innovate? Where do we go from there? How do we take some of the elements forward? And I found seeing Timor-Leste being able to nationalize a school feeding program within 5 years is an extreme milestone, something that I think that they could teach the other countries more on how to do. How do you actually gather this political will? How to generate the momentums and the funding necessary to scale up and own the programs in a national sense. And then from another perspective, you saw from Myanmar, where they have so many different ministries that are actually having school feeding programs. So how do you engage with all these ministries? Because, as was said during our discussions, we are spending a lot of time working only with Ministry of Education and Sports, trying to include Ministry of Agriculture, trying to include Ministry of Health. But they almost have like a coordination challenge, where they're having a lot of actors all seeing the benefits of school feeding, so they're all running ahead in different areas with different types of programs. I look forward to, let's say, next type of meeting where hopefully we would be able to show each other what we have learned and that we have taken things forward in our countries. We already had some discussions about how we can take all the ASEAN countries, discuss this from a regional perspective, integrate school meals as a social protection platform within ASEAN by using SAMIO or by using the ASEAN education ministers meetings or other things, because school feeding, by the end of the day, there's so much evidence that the benefit for the children is not only, of course, having them coming to school and education, but it's also that you are investing in the generation that has to lead the countries in the future.